All right, Drive Radio fans, I'm your host John Rush, and we're going to review right now the 2015 Chrysler 200. This is all new. This is not a redesigned Sebring like the old 200. This is a brand new, fresh Alfa Romeo chassis, all from Fiat, Chrysler 200, 2015 model. We'll start with the front. You can see, first time for Chrysler, they've integrated the front headlights along with the grille, the insignia, all this being, you know, swooping and built together. You can tell that it's all done, you know, nice, neat, sleek. This car's got some really neat body lines. I haven't found anybody yet that doesn't like the look of the car. It's actually a very good looking mid-size sedan. And by the way, this is the long review. My son Richard's behind the camera. He'll do the short review, so if you want to watch both of those, feel free. This, by the way, is the S model of the 200, which is a little bit different. It's got a little different styling, a little different wheels to it, toned exhaust. This particular car that we test drove for this last week is an all-wheel drive version with the V6 engine. We averaged 29 miles to the gallon in it. And this particular all-wheel drive, they've done something new. It does not drive all the wheels all the time. It's basically a front-wheel drive vehicle that uses the rear when needed. So it knows exactly when to put power to what wheel, according to slip, etc. It's all computerized. It knows exactly what to do. I went to a launch on this vehicle not that long ago here in the Denver area. Talked to the engineers, and this is really a nice car. They've done some really fantastic things with it. Again, this is on the Alfa Romeo chassis. There'll be other vehicles that come later on that are designed off this same platform, but this is a very nice car. We'll go for a test drive in just a moment. We'll come back and then do the interior. But this is a car that I think you're going to like. It's very sporty. It works great. My son was commenting on the exhaust tone a moment ago. You might be able to hear that as we drive the vehicle here in just a moment, but stay with us. We're going to go for a drive in the 2015 Chrysler 200. All right, guys, we're in the driving portion now of the 200. Show you a little bit of the interior features. Richard, show them real fast. The console, nice big console. The cool thing about this is, you watch this, you can actually slide the cup holders, hide them underneath, gives you opening to the, or gives you a spot to open, you know, basically opens up the front of this where you can get down inside it if you want. You can position this where it's still got some open, or you can close it all the way up. So kind of a cool feature, sliding console, which is, or sliding cup holders is kind of cool. Gear shift, no more up on the steering wheel, which is really kind of a slick feature. Everything's right there in front of us. Only complaint I've got with this car is I wish this was brought up a little more. It's a little bit inconvenient. If you've got some sort of a cup or a water bottle in here, you're having to reach around that to kind of get back over to this side of the controls. Only complaint I've got, not a major complaint. Would not buy the car because of that, but just something to think about. There is room, and you can see down underneath there, underneath Richard's legs here, there is room underneath here where you can store some stuff underneath there, which is kind of a cool feature. Electronic parking brake, which I didn't mention earlier in the other part of the review. Let's take a quick drive. We'll just go down the road here a little bit, and again, you can see the big, full, I believe, what is this, Richard, a 9-inch? Don't quote me on that. I think it's a 9-inch. It looks about like a 9-inch display. I'd have to go look at that to make sure, but again, Chrysler has some of the best dash, stereo, nav, system integration, the way everything works. Chrysler has one of our all-time favorite systems. When they redesigned everything a few years ago, it just works, and it's easy to navigate. You can navigate it several different ways. Touch screen like Richard's doing right now. I can do some of that through the steering wheel controls. Volume and seek search is all on my steering wheel also. Of course, wiper controls, everything that we need is up here. The car, you know, this 200, they did a great job. This car is going to get a lot of accolades. It's already one of the safest cars. In fact, I think it is the highest safety rating in its class right now. So until somebody comes along and knocks it off. Again, great car. They've done a fantastic job. Richard talks about in the short review. I talk about it all the way through this long review. I really like driving this car. It's not even like the 300 squished down. I mean, that's kind of at first what you'd think a 200 would be, but it is not. It is its own car, its own mid-size sedan platform, Alfa Romeo chassis. The car works, sounds, drives fantastic, and you would not know by driving it that you're in a mid-size sedan. You would think that you were in a full-size sedan driving this car, so it works well. Not sure if you can hear the exhaust. little bit of noise there, probably can't hear that, but at any rate, this car works fantastic. We're gonna go back, go through the interior, so keep watching. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed the driving portion, and like we always say, we wish you could drive with us, and you really need to go out to the dealership or you know, a broker, whoever you can get a hold of to actually get behind the wheel. And don't just do an around-the-block drive. You really need to spend some time behind the wheel. We recommend that on any particular vehicle that you'd be looking at. You know, don't take our word for it. Don't take somebody else's word for it that's out on YouTube or any other review that you see. Every vehicle fits every person a little bit differently. Trunk space, you'll see on this 200. By the way, this car is 34,065 as equipped. This car starts at 22K for the 4-cylinder plain Jane model. So there's a wide range of what you can get on this particular vehicle to get it up into the high 30s all the way down into the low 20s. So they're trying to fit a lot of the segment in this mid-size sedan. Nice big trunk. I think you'll see this is plenty large for a couple of big suitcases, lots of carry-ons, golf bags, however you want to do it. One complaint, and I'm going to show you this right now. So Richard, back up just a second here. And Richard, my son's behind the camera, as I said earlier. One complaint I've got, if you go to pop this up, and you don't get it all the way up, you can notice that this thing's going to fall back down. It does not stay up until you get it all the way up, then it pops all the way open. Chrysler, if you're watching this, Fiat, if you're watching it, I think you need to do the springs a little differently. I've bunged my head a couple of times on this because I'm used to just kind of flipping the thing up and having it stay. There's been a couple of times where my hands were full. I couldn't get all that done. Trunk stays halfway open. Let's go around to the front. Look at the back seat here. It does have a roomy back seat. It is a little difficult getting in because it is a little bit tight in this particular area. That's one complaint that we as reviewers, even when we went to the launch, kind of had. It's a little bit tight. You know, as you can see, even me, I'm only 5'10", and I'm kind of having to duck my head around this particular area. So that's one drawback. Other than that, nice big roomy back seat, center console that flips down, cup holders in it. It's even got a little place to put some storage stuff here in the middle. Again, nice and roomy. Nothing wrong with the back seat at all, with the exception of it is a little bit tight getting in and out for a full-size adult. We'll move into the front seat now. And this part's the best. It really is. It's a nice car, comfortable, leather-wrapped wheel, all the controls, everything in the front. And Richard, if you can show this real fast, you can see right now, shows doors open. It should flash over here in a minute and show you that the trunk's open. You can actually see the little insignia. It shows the car, the trunk's open, which it is in the back. A lot of nice features on this car. You can get adaptive cruise. You can get, of course, this particular model has blind spot indicators. You can get, on top of the adaptive cruise, it's got collision, you know, the defense, not just the warning. You'll actually slam on the brakes if you get too close to a car in front of you. This particular car we're driving tells you if you're getting too close to somebody in front of you. It sounds an alarm. If you're getting close to somebody, you're going to pull into another lane. The blind spot indicates there's somebody there. A lot of cool features. In the driving portion, we talked about the nav and the big screen and all of that, but really a nice car. I don't really have any complaints on this car. It rode well, drove well, sounded great, and I hope you enjoyed the review. Again, listen to us every Saturday. We do a radio show, Drive Radio, 10 a.m., 1 p.m. It's on AM 560 The Source. You can go to am560thesource.com. Listen to us live. Also find us on the TuneIn app, which is an app you can put on your iPhone or your Android, I should say, device. And you can also listen to all of our podcasts. You can find those on SoundCloud or on our website, drive-radio.com. 2015 Chrysler 200. Hope you've enjoyed it. Continue to watch our channel. Subscribe to it if you would. And keep checking out our reviews. We'll have them every single week. Thanks again.